I'm Craig Kenneth, a relationship coach and a psychotherapist. Every relationship is different and every breakup is different. Work with me and you'll get professional help on your situation. And if you're in no contact, focused on personal growth, my workbook series, The Knowledge, will help you make changes like you've never made before. Available now at AskCraig.net. Hi there, I'm Coach Craig Kenneth.
I'm Coach Margaret.
And today we're going to be talking about everyone says, just move on.
Yes, they do. Your family and friends keep saying, just move on. And it's not because they want to give you difficult or bad advice. It's because they want to see you happy again.
Yeah,
Okay?
Nobody wants to see you hurt.
No.
And, they don't often understand
No.
what it's like to go through that pain.
Right.
And they don't know what to tell you.
Right. And it's easy because they care about you to get angry at your partner and say, well, that person didn't treat you right at all. Just move on. Forget about them and just move on.
Yeah.
And if it were that simple, Craig and I would be doing something else right now. Okay? And I have thoughts here from John Kim, LMFT. That's licensed marriage and family therapist. He's a gentleman from California who has been in the business for a long time, has written extensively, and I have referred to his work before. Okay?
Okay. So what do we got, Margaret?
He says, too often we slam ourselves with the need to move on, only a few weeks after the breakup. All right? The trouble is, pushing yourself to move on discredits the depths of what happened, and also hands you a ticking clock, which adds even more pressure to move on. Okay? Everything that has happened in this relationship, good or bad, is part of your story and part of you. If you reject parts of your story, you are rejecting and thus disconnecting with parts of yourself.
Okay.
I understand that your relationship may have been toxic or abusive, but you don't heal by rejecting it, ripping it out, and not looking at it. You're actually keeping those flames going. The anger and hurt will continue to glow. If you really want to move on, start with acceptance. In other words, in order to move on, it's easy to say, well, I'll just forget all about this. I'll get rid of these feelings. I'll ignore them. I'll push them down. I'll make them go away. And he's saying, of course, that doesn't work.
Yeah.
All right? Acceptance is the beginning of any healing. All right? When we don't accept something, it continues to grow like a virus. We may be able to bury it for a while by distracting ourselves, but it will eventually come back. And I always add saying, I'm still here. Okay? By rejecting it, denying it, pretending like it never happened, or minimizing its ongoing impact on us, we actually continue to feed it, allowing it to grow until it makes us destructive to ourselves, to other people, or to another relationship. Whether you're dealing with a job loss, an illness, or an expired relationship, acceptance is the first and most important step to getting past it. Not to forget either that the final step in the grief process, which begins with, denial and anger, the final step is acceptance when you're considered able to move on. All right? So acceptance is hugely important. And as long as you've got the if-onlys, if only this had happened differently, if only this had, you're not quite at acceptance, which says this is what happened.
Yeah, that is such a tough one to work through.
It is very difficult. Acceptance doesn't mean that you want to get back with your ex. Maybe you need to accept how much you've been hurt so you can start grieving the loss of the relationship. Maybe you need to accept that the task isn't something you can do over a weekend. All right? I'll get over it this weekend. I'll think about things the weekend after that. As you start to accept what happened, you will naturally start to move on. I prefer, says Dr. Kim, to think of it not as moving on, but as moving through. And that's a sense of process, moving through the various stages. Acceptance isn't a corner that you turn. It's a journey, and journeys take time. But eventually, a journey can lead you back to the village, a changed person. Because with every journey, there is a transformation. Now, obviously, he's talking about emotional journeys. And that we're people of action, and we live in a world where everything is instant. But this kind of thing is a process, and we have to accept that too. It takes time to move through any process, right? But it's always worth it.
And that's why, the workbooks are so process oriented.
Absolutely. Yeah.
You got to put it down. You put it down. You write it down.
Yeah.
You put words to it.
Yeah.
You go back. You rewrite it.
Yeah.
So helpful.
So you have to go through the process. You are, remember, we're instant people. Everything is instant these days. You are grieving. You are angry. You are allowing yourself to be sad and angry. If you can do this, you are a better version of yourself because of what happened and everything you learned from it about love, life, and most importantly, yourself. Okay? Acceptance allows you to start moving through past what happened, so you're finally able to let go and be present in what right now is present for you. In other words, you can come back to the present, not be pulled back into the past by the unresolved. You can have a new relationship with yourself and others. All right? And it's nice to hear somebody remind us of process, because I think it's easily forgotten.
So important.
Yeah, that if we name an emotion and do it, that there's a quick way to do it. There really isn't.
No. And if you don't do that work, it will come back to haunt you in your next relationship or the one after that. It doesn't go away. You have to work through it.
You have to.
Okay.
Okay?
Good stuff.
All right.
Let us know what you thought about this one. Of course, if you want to get our help personally, you can get a coaching with me on my website, askcraig.net. I do email coaching and I do Skype. And of course, Coach Margaret is available for Skype coaching.
If you think I can be helpful to you, please sign up.
Just click on Margaret on the top of the website to do that. But that's it for this video. I'm Coach Craig Kenneth.
I'm Coach Margaret.
And we will talk with you soon. To get my help personally, go to askcraig.net and click on Schedule Coaching and choose the option that works best for you. I do email coaching or Skype. To schedule a coaching with Margaret, click on Margaret on the top of the page and order a Skype with her. For the Knowledge Creative Healing course, click on the link at the top of the page and click Get Started Now.